Hey yo, what up? It is Bay Boss here. I'm going to be doing my Royal Rumble predictions. Shout out to Rick Smith for getting the Rumble. I'm going to his house with his friends and going to be writing down my notes on my paper. And I'm gonna review the match. I'm not even gonna confirm my predictions. I'm just saying them just to say them, you know. Maybe others think like me. Maybe they don't. That's why I'm doing this. And I'll post this on my Twitter probably too. But anyway, start it up. 2014. Man, this one seems pretty good. This whole thing, I like it. But Cody Rhodes and Goldust, they're going against the New Age Outlaws, and I think they have a deal like Rob Van Dam did, where they'll do part-time and then maybe take time off, something like that. They'll have a contract just like that. And I don't think they'll win any gold like RVD. He didn't win any gold either. But nevertheless, it'll be a good match, probably. D-Bry versus Bray Wyatt. Next match. D-Bry has way better leverage, and he'll just come out on top. I have a feeling. Moving on, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar. This could probably go either way, but I think Brock Lesnar will come out on top because, and I'm going to discuss that for a bit. Brock Lesnar and Big Show, actually, because that's actually an interesting It's like, go home, Bailey, you're drunk. I'm a little tired. I think B-Les will win because he's going to need, momentum for his title run that he claims he's going to do. I think he'll beat Big Show just to prove his strength. He'll beat him once again. And I'm going to renew that old thing, their feud they had like 12 years ago that apparently everyone forgets about. Well, a lot of people do. Good super fans such as myself, they would know that. If you're a true super fan of WWE, you'd go back through WrestleManias of the past and watch them. And I think that makes you a super fan. If you're that devoted. Although I wasn't really devoted to SmackDown. What? I won't. It's my dad. I'm kind of tired. Randy Orton versus John Cena. I think Cena won't get the last laugh. Orton punched Cena's dad. Next week, Cena beat up Orton a little bit. Orton will find a way to retain, though. I have a feeling he will. I think he'll retain. I hope he does, too. I don't want Cena up there. I had to get to that quick because I wanted to discuss Big Show and B-Les. Now, back to that. I'm all over the place tonight. Brock Lesnar and Big Show had a rivalry in like 2002, I'm pretty sure. And Brock has beat him and Big Show's beat him. And JBL's like, oh my god, I've never seen anyone do that to Brock Lesnar. Or something like that. And I'm pretty sure Taker's thrown him across the ring. Because they had a rivalry. But Big Show has too. He superplexed Big Show. They've played that footage tons of times. I don't know where they get... They're making this whole feud out like it's never happened before. I mean, it's a rekindled feud of the past. But they're different now. They've gone through more stuff. They got more experience, so... things might be different, but they make out like, I guess they really don't care about the super fans that stuck with it, or super fans that are above me that have been watching WWE since like the first WrestleMania, like Rick. I don't know. Sometimes WWE. The way they think, the creative team or whatever, whoever is in charge up there, whoever's the big cheese, I think when they're thinking. I think their heads shoved so far up their ass. That's the first thing that comes to mind is that crap. Bringing us to the Royal Rumble. CM Punk is number 1. He has yet to win a Rumble. I'm going to go through a bunch of people. Over 30 people. Probably 35 or so. And they already named 23. But I'll give you... Some will be brief, just no, and they just not good enough to win. That'll be it. Some I'll discuss, like CM Punk. He has defied the odds so many times, like against the Shield. I think he could do it. I mean, it's possible. There's been talks of him. Maybe, maybe not. Batista, there's also been talks for too, because he's on this big pedestal because he's returned and he's got so much leverage. He is so over right now, it's not even funny. Then third is ADR on my list here. Made a big list. ADR has no leverage, and I don't think he'll win. He's already won, and I don't think he's going to win. Because I personally, I think everyone's like, okay, whatever, it's just Alberto. Alright, The Miz. No. I don't really see him as main event status. I mean, they tried him, and he was alright, but he was mediocre at best. He wasn't that amazing, in my opinion. R-Truth, no. That's all I need to say. Definitely not Xavier Woods. Rookies, like, rarely win it. I don't recall rookies ever won it. And if you guys are going to debate me, let's see. You can't say Sheamus was a rookie. He was doing it for 3 years, and so was Batista at the time when they both won their Rumbles. The only rookie that won the Rumble I could remember was Alberto Del Rio, actually. And they tried him out main card. He I don't know, he wanders, you know. He'll be on the main card for a little bit, but then he'll squander, or, it's a better word, he'll sink below it. He'll either be a he just wobbles between mid card and main card because sometimes they don't know what to do with him. I mean, I think he would be better, and I think I'd like him better if WWE knew what they were doing with him instead of making him go all over the place, kind of like Ray. We'll get to him soon here. Kofi Kingston, Kofi Kingston, I don't think he'll win. I don't think he'll win one ever, but he does have potential. But to me, so far, I like him as a mid-card wrestler, but other than that, no. Gold Roads probably won't win. Tag teams never win. Rey Mysterio, no. He probably won't win. He's already won. He's already had his glory. He's getting up there. As much as I love Rey, I don't think he's going to win. He's a good wrestler, though. Don't get me wrong. Fandango, he's going to be Fandangoing out of the Rumble. I don't think he's going to last too long. Probably too busy dancing or too busy checking on Summer Rae. Ain't a bad idea, but not good enough. At least not yet, I think. Bad News Barrett, no. Because he hasn't been wrestling, and I mean, not there's Batista, but Batista's a force, and he's over, so. Then the Shield. We got to the Shield. Dean, Seth, and Roman. I don't think Dean or Seth could. But Roman Reigns is actually possible. And that could be, like, they could come to, like, the final 3. They could, like, get rid of someone good. And then, like, Dean Ambrose would be quick to oust Seth Rollins, I'd think. And then Roman Reigns would beat the shit out of him and maybe Superman punch him out or something. That'd be cool. Because I think Roman Reigns could go somewhere, you know. He's got potential to be a main card wrestler. And Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are beatable and they're alright, but Roman Reigns is probably the best. He's the most powerful. Brings us to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, which won't win because they're a team, and they might get in each other's way, along with the Usos. Damien Sandow, not yet. Probably never. I think what they did, they had an oopsie because he's a mid-card wrestler. They had him win the Money in the Bank, and then after he won the Money in the Bank, I I'm pretty sure they had second thoughts about that. I mean, they played it on and made it part of a gimmick, and then he didn't even win. I was hoping he'd beat Cena, because if anyone would need a push like that, like from mid card to main card, you'd have to beat someone good. WWE executed that pretty damn good, if not perfect, with Batista. He slowly progressed, and then he beat Triple H, and all of a sudden he was on the top. He was like right here, then he went skyrocketed. That was probably the best example I could come up with, because he was just maybe a mid. He was like Kofi Kingston, I think, actually. Not like him. Like, he had potential at that time. I mean, he's a beast, but beasts don't always do good. Example, Umaga. Another example, Kali. Another example, Giant Gonzalez. Another example, King Kong Bundy. Another example, I'll give you one more because I said I would. Or Monster of a Man, Festus, there, whatever. They didn't do that great. So size isn't always everything. Which brings us to Ryback, who sometime might win, but I don't think he's a possible main card wrestler, but he is mid card right now. So that brings us to Antonio and Jack, the last people said to be in the Rumble. It'd be cool if Antonio split from Jack, and if the World Heavyweight title was going around, I could see him going for that, but other than that, probably not. I think Antonio would do better on his own, though, personally. Jack Swagger is alright. They tried him for the main card, and they didn't really like him either. So it brings us to the rumors and speculation of the other 7. I wrote down like 8 or 9 or 10. Rob Van Dam might be signing a contract, I heard. There was talks of that. There was talks of all these people coming. Might be talks of him coming back and winning or something. I don't know. He might not win, though. Ezekiel Jackson, I've heard he might make a return. I don't think he'd win along with Evan Bourne, no. Sheamus is going to probably come back too, I've heard. And that's possible he could win, but he's already won it once, though. Kane might enter, but I don't know. Because he's on the cover. Why would they do that? It's stupid. He could win. I'd want him to win a Rumble, and I want him to beat Shawn Michaels' record, too. I don't know, because I feel like Kane could do that. Which brings us to maybe John Morrison or something. I heard he might make a return. Instead of him, I mean, he wouldn't win it. Or maybe put like a legend in his place, like you'd see Farouk or something, you know. Y2J, that's another possible entrant that might win. Because he goes on a summer tour every year. I mean, that's how I met him. He goes on a summer tour every year around the same time. And he could win the Rumble, come back, and have his stardom, and then, slowly die down. But it's possible. But that brings us to who I think will win the Rumble. And it'll be Daniel Bryan. Yes! 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 And I'll tell you why, and then I'll probably have to go. Daniel Bryan, I think, will win because the whole year he's dealt with so much shit, and he's won it a couple times, and both times were, well, the first time wasn't controversial, but the second time was, and he endured the Authority, who was clearly against him. He overcome that. He's overcome the Wyatts, and I think he might because they haven't announced him yet, but he will be in the Rumble, I bet, and I think he'll win. I think they're going to give him the championship at Mania and give him it, because that's what everybody wants, and a happy ending would make this great. And I know that sounds a bit corny, but trust me, it'd work. And Daniel Bryan, he's so over, I don't know why they don't just do that, but they will. Alright, that is all I have time for, and Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. I'm out.